Alright everybody, welcome back to another game of Global War 1936. We're going to be starting a new game, Operation Panzerfaust. Jambaro and Sosu are going to be taking the Axis, Veteran is taking Comintern, and I'll be covering all of the allies. Let's jump straight into it with our first turn. We'll be starting with the British Commonwealth. They'll have 2 tech rolls. We'll be rolling for radar and LRA. Radar at 7 or higher, LRA at 8 or higher. Miss on radar, hit on LRA. Oop, shouldn't have done that. French need that too. For our purchases, we have 11, 5, and 3 to spend. We'll be spending 10, 5, and 2. Saving 1 with Anzac and GB. We'll be purchasing 2 infantry, 2 militia upgrades for GB, militia and infantry for FEC, and a militia upgrade for Anzac. For movements, we do have quite a few. I didn't think to check before moving whether any of them were required to be combat movements, but it looks like we will have them here. These ships in M8 are going to be passing through M2 into A44. That passes Italian units, so that has to be combat movement. And that should be all. So then we'll get into the non-combat movement phase. We'll start over by England. 2 ships in A18 over to A21. Destroyer in A17 to A21. Battleship, cruisers, destroyers, all from A6 go to A21. Everything by London goes to A21. And I'll put all that on a fleet marker before passing things along. From London, we'll have an airborne infantry boarding the air transport from southern England and flying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, land in Gibraltar, infantry disembarks. The fighter in London will move to southern England. Medium bomber from northern England moves to southern England. Give me a moment. Sorry about that. And then a militia from northern England is also moving to southern England. We've got an infantry in Transjordan moving to Lower Egypt. Naval transport in Maharashtra is using strategic naval movement to go in port in South Africa. We've got battleship, heavy cruiser, destroyer in I-11 moving 1, 2, 3 to I-4. They're going to be joined by the destroyer in P-50, 1, 2, 3. And then the carrier and fighter from P-41, 1, 2, 3, 4. The naval transport left behind is going to be using strategic naval movement 1, 2, 3 into P-41, picking up the infantry in Hong Kong 4, and then dropping the infantry off in British Malaya and going in port in British Malaya. The submarine in P-41 is moving down to I-13. Gurkha in Burma is moving to Bengal. Infantry in Delhi rails to Calcutta. Militia in Delhi moves to southern India. Militia in southern India moves to Calcutta. We've got Anzac movements as well. All the naval units are moving from P-72 to P-70. Motor infantry from Sydney to New South Wales, and a militia from Queensland to New South Wales. I think that will cover all of our British Commonwealth movements. So let's go ahead and place our buys, collect our income. Anzac will be upgrading their militia in New South Wales. FEC will put a militia in Hong Kong, infantry into Calcutta. Yeah. For GB, we'll do a militia upgrade in Western Egypt. And British Somaliland. An infantry in Cape Town. Naval units join the stack in A27, and the infantry goes in Northern England. We won't have any recruit roles for the British. British will collect 12 for GB, 5 for FEC, 3 for Anzac. Alright, so there's our bank. Moving on to the French turn, we'll have a tech roll. We'll be rolling for radar as well. That's a miss. For our purchases, we'll do 2 militia and a militia upgrade, clearing our bank, and then we'll just collect one at the end. Collect one more, rather, at the end than what we started with. Subs from... Oh, I didn't think about whether these had to be combat moves either. I think maybe none of them do. Okay. Yeah, these would have to pass the Italians. These surface ships in M1 are moving past the Italians into A44. That'll be our combat movement phase. These guys have to pass the Germans. That's combat movement too. And then on to the non-combat movement phase, we've got 2 subs in M1 moving to M8, 1, 2, 3. Sub in M2 to 1, 2, 3. I5. Naval transport in M2 is going to pick up the Foreign Legion and then move up into M1 and go in port and drop the Foreign Legion off into southern France. Infantry in southern France moves up into Paris. 2 infantry and a motor infantry from Yeah, that's fine. 2 infantry and a motor infantry are moving into Paris from Alsace-Lorraine. 1 infantry from Picardy into Paris, and 1 infantry from Aquitaine into Paris. I'll get a stack for all of those units too. We've got our naval transport in P50 picking up the infantry in Cochin-China, moving out 1, 2, 3. Actually, it can strategic naval move 1, 2, 3. Same distance. Yeah, either way, it is an I4. Infantry is going to be dropped off into Somaliland. And I think that'll be all of our French movements. So we'll go ahead and get into our placement phase. Upgrade the infantry, or the militia rather, in Syria. 1 militia in Aquitaine and 1 in Alsace-Lorraine. We've already collected our income. We'll do a recruit roll for Abyssinia. It's on just a 1. That's a miss. And I think that's the French turn done. With that, we can pass things over to the Italians, but they're not going to go to war yet. So we're going to go ahead and record for the KMT in the United States as well. So we'll get on to the KMT turn. We have 6 to spend. We're going to spend it all on 3 militia. For combat movements, we've got 4 infantry, 2 each from Hunan and Shantung, attacking Szechuan, and nothing else. So let's go ahead and roll for those. We've got 4 infantry hitting at 1 in mountains, retreating at 10, 11, or 12, and then defending mountain infantry rolling a 5. No retreats or hits. Round 2. 2 retreats, 1 defending hit. Okay. Oh, I should have marked these infantry differently so that I knew which guys retreated where. Yeesh. All right, let me think about this for a moment then. So we'll roll for the first retreat. Just use another D12 or I guess a D6. On a 1 through 3, the retreat goes to Hunan. On a 4, 5, or 6, it goes to Shantung. 2. Okay. So one of them retreats to Hunan. The next one is going to be a little more complicated. I'm going to use Dice Maiden for this to use a non-standard die. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll roll a D3. On a 1, it goes back to Hunan. On a 2 or a 3, it'll go to Shantung. Okay. Flash roll 1. D3. Result of 1, it also retreats to Hunan. One of these guys dies, and this is what's left. We're, of course, going to retreat. We'll retreat to Shantung. Okay. That battle is over. The 4 infantry in Nanking gonna move out to Hunan. Okay. And then we'll collect our 6 IPP. Place our 3 militia. We'll do 1 in Shantung, 1 in Hunan, 1 in Nanking. And then that'll be KMT done. Move on to the Americans. We'll just upgrade a medium factory in San Francisco to major. I don't think I collected for the French. Yes, I did. Okay. They'll do some non-combats too. Tank in Southwest moves to San Francisco. We'll have an infantry in New Orleans railing to San Francisco. And the militia in Chicago is going to rail to New England. Infantry in Washington, D.C. is going to rail to New York. Um, and that's gonna be all that the Americans do. So with that, we can send things back over to Jambaro for both of the European Axis members. So we will leave things there and say best of luck on your next rolls.